Okay, you guys, hello, what is up, and welcome back to my channel. So obviously I'm in my car. It's not actually Monday, it is currently Tuesday. You guys, I'm so sorry. I've been so bad these past like 2 weeks about the weekly vlog. Like last week I think I started on Thursday, and then this week I'm obviously starting on Tuesday. But Mondays, it's really nothing exciting. Like, what did I do yesterday? Okay, yesterday was my birthday. I turned 19. Ew, that's weird. I'm officially 19. So yesterday was my birthday, except I literally did nothing exciting. I just worked. Like, I worked all day. On my laptop, basically, I went and I got an oil change. I worked out. And I ended up, like, in the middle of the day at like 2 p.m. I watched a movie by myself. And then, I basically ended up working a little bit more, and then Scott got home and I made dinner, and we pretty much just laid down and watched You until we went to bed. So it was a very, very, very chill day, but honestly I kind of couldn't ask for anything more. Like, I enjoy that. I'm very much so a homebody now. I love being in my own space. I love being alone, and I love just spending like time with Scott. Like, even if we're not like doing something necessarily, like not really doing something, but just like doing something together, if that makes sense. Like, I just love that. So it's kind of what we did. It was honestly really nice and kind of just rejuvenating, just be alone and allow myself to relax and chill out. But yeah, I have work today, so Tuesdays, in case you guys are new, Tuesdays and Fridays, I do have a part-time job. So whenever I say work, for the most part, I'm referring to like working for myself. And there was a cat that had kittens under my shed. They're all out. They're so cute. But yeah, so the kittens, they are all still alive, as I know. They're like living under my shed over there, but like they're scared of humans. They won't let me like touch them or anything. But the mom, that she was like a stray cat that I fed for the past like year. At one point in time I tried to bring her in. She just, you can't really turn an inside cat or an outside cat to an inside cat. It doesn't work. They want to be outside. So yeah, she ended up getting hit by a car, and luckily the kittens were old enough to the point like they can like survive without her. I don't know why I always try and pull up while I still have you guys up here. But yeah, so luckily they're old enough and they're all still alive, and it's just so cute because like once I'm leaving I'll see them all like scatter and run, and it's just cute. But yeah, that's kind of that. I'm headed to work right now. I'm trying to think if anything really exciting is happening in life. I don't know, I'm kind of just at an odd idle point, if that makes sense. So I don't like to talk about this necessarily over on my Instagram, but is it weird that I feel like I just feel safer? I was thinking about this yesterday. I always go on tangents, oh my god. But basically, like, I share a lot. Like, I share my life on social media, but I share like more in depth and like details of my life on YouTube. And I'm hoping to be starting a podcast soon, and I feel like I'm gonna be sharing like even more on the podcast. Like, I feel like Instagram is just kind of like the overall surface. YouTube is like getting into the, okay, this is how I'll describe it. Instagram is kind of just like, you know, how will we describe this? Okay, Instagram, it's like acquaintances, like you're just like, you know, people like that, you know? I don't know how else to describe it. I can't think of the word. And then YouTube, you guys are like my friends. And then I feel like the podcast is gonna end up being like, those are my besties that I end up like telling everything to. Because I feel like if you take the time to like, or I don't know if people listen to podcasts more or YouTube more. Wait, maybe YouTube, because you guys like see, like actually get to see my life. But also podcasts, like you're quite literally there just to hear me talk. And I know sometimes people don't like YouTube videos because when they're like too chatty, but like if you're listening to my podcast, you quite literally just want to hear what I have to say. So I don't know, but I'm really excited for that. I wrote my schedule. I'm planning to film my first episode this Thursday, so I need to hold myself accountable to that and actually freaking do that and just start. Okay, we passed the truck now. I don't like passing people unless they like, it's like that, or like it's like a school bus. Well, not a school bus, because you're not really allowed to pass school buses for the most part. But if it's like some type of like work truck that's quite literally going so slow, or like a mail vehicle, I'll pass them. What was I saying? I don't know, just that. But yeah, so before I got off on that tangent even, I don't like to really talk about this over on my Instagram, because then, I don't know, it almost just gets annoying because people ask questions. Just like when Scott and I were looking to move, we had like, which I showed you guys over here, and I eventually talked about it over on Instagram, but Scott and I had toured places. First of all, we were looking at the Houston area. So the exact union that Scott was wanting to join for an inside wireman, they had one of the places in Texas, and so we were looking there to be moving to like Houston. We ended up visiting there, and we didn't like it. It just didn't feel like home, if that made sense. So after that, we then went over to Tampa. We had visited whenever we were on our cross-country road trip. We weren't planning to go there. We actually went to California, and then we just decided to nix the rest of our like itinerary, and we literally just like headed toward Florida. And we just so happened to go through like, oh my god, you guys keep falling. But we just so happened to go through like Texas and Houston and everything. We didn't really like it, which is okay. And so then we headed over to Florida, and we first went to Clearwater, and we went to St. Petersburg, and we like Clearwater kinda. St. Petersburg, Scott didn't really like it at all. It was just a little bit like too much for me. And then we were in Tampa. We got an Airbnb in Tampa, and as we were just like spending time, in Tampa, we kind of just, I don't know, we really liked it. Like it just felt like, I don't know, it just felt right, if that made sense. So we really enjoyed that, and we ended up touring apartments while we were down there. There was 2 of them that we really, really liked, so we were applied to both. Well, we applied to the one, and we were in the process of the other. We didn't really have to like, the one had a waiting list, except she didn't exactly, basically the one, it was a long story short, like the woman didn't tell us all the information. So we paid $400 and applied to this apartment complex, and she didn't tell us all the information before. So yeah, she was like, oh, well, I didn't realize you were an out-of-state resident. And I was like, how did you not realize? Like, I literally talked with you in person as you got my ID and everything. Like, it's the exact same woman that actually showed me the complex whenever I was in Florida, and I told her that I like live in Ohio and would be moving there. I don't know, she just basically, they ended up, they just like ripped us off the $400, which it's like, it is what it is. It was kind of like it was kind of like a learning lesson for sure. The other place that we were in the process of applying to, that we had toured back in June, we went to apply in like September. So in September we went to actually like apply to this place, and then like I had put in my notice and everything for my job, and then we went to apply to this place, and since we toured it in June to September, the rent had gone up to $1,600 a month for a 600 square foot apartment. That doesn't include amenities or like utilities or anything like that. It's just like the bare like rent cost. And for a 1-bedroom 600 square foot like apartment, paying $1,600 a month is just, it wasn't worth it to us. So it sucked, but we kind of just like nixed basically moving out of state, and we just kind of realized like maybe it's not for us in our point in lifetime, like in our point in our life right now. Eventually I do want to like live in another state, but it's just not for us right now, which is okay. It's kind of just like, to me, like, okay, this is a sign from the universe. It's not meant for us right now, that's fine. So I kind of went through a period, I was honestly really sad about it for a bit. But then I began to like accept it. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So Scott then applied to the union here in Columbus, which is about an hour from like where I currently live. So he applied there, and just for the interview process, they have like 80 people. So like the wait list is about like 2 or 3 years. And so he was like, oh, like shit. So he just kind of started like applying to different jobs that's more so like, is it called blue collar boys? Yeah, like more so like labor work. And he just thought like, why not? Like he wants to be an electrician. That's what he was going to the union for. So he was like, I'm gonna apply to this job for electrician in Westerville, which is where I work also. It's about 45 minutes from like the heart of like Columbus. Still like Columbus, but not like Columbus. So anyways, he applied there. He ended up actually getting an interview and he spoke with them. He got the job. So yeah, he works there now. So we both work in Westerville, but where's my point? I don't know. So we both work in like the Columbus area, and he got the job he wanted. So now we don't even like, there's no really point for him to join the union at this point, because this job where he got, they are going to be teaching him everything, and he's not going to be like locked in, if that makes sense, to the union. And he just came to realize after speaking to like the people at his new coworkers, some of them were in the union, and just like kind of speaking to different people and kind of almost like mentors, getting their perspective on it and their experience, he kind of realized like he doesn't really need that, like this could suit him. So yeah, that's kind of it's kind of that. Oh my god, I've been talking for 12 minutes, fuck. So this is a life update, but yeah, so there's all that, and we're kind of realizing why I wanted to move from Ohio, more experience. I want sunnier weather, and it's just like, I hate the cold. I really hate the cold, but it's okay. As I'm getting older, I'm hating it less. So basically, kind of what we're doing now, but I don't really want to say this much on my Instagram, just because once again, like I said, people asking questions. You guys run a little fam over here. You'll keep it low key. We are possibly looking into purchasing a house in Columbus, so we haven't honestly started like anything to it. There was a house maybe like a month ago that we really wanted, and I was speaking to a realtor and then like a lender and everything, and as soon as I actually got in touch with like the person that I needed to like even go like tour this house in person, it had already been purchased, so that really sucked. But yeah, the realtor I was speaking to, I don't know, I feel like stuff like that, you just have to vibe with the person. I don't know a ton about that market at all, but I just didn't, I don't know, I don't think she was, she just wasn't well suited for like our circumstance, if that makes sense. So yeah, because the information she had given me at first, it wasn't even actually correct, so it kind of ended up sending me through a loop, which just sucked. But long story short, I feel like I've said that so many times, but we hopefully are going to be discussing some stuff with hopefully potential, Scott has a financial advisor, so I think he's gonna ask him like his recommendation as to like where to go to see about like pre-home mortgage approval stuff. I don't know the exact terms of all of that, so if I'm butchering that, sorry. But yeah, that's that. I've been creeping on Zillow, kind of just scoping out different properties, seeing kind of like what like are must-haves for me, and then also what's stuff I'm like, okay, like it doesn't really matter. We're looking for ideally a 3-bedroom, but we can settle for a 2-bedroom. I'd prefer a 3-bedroom because I want to have obviously Scott and I's bedroom and the master, and then my office, and then I'd like to have a guest room, and preferably I'd prefer, I don't fucking know, but yeah, so we'd prefer a 3-bedroom, and I do want a basement. It doesn't have to be finished, but I don't want it to be like disgusting, if that makes sense, but I want it to be able to like where we could turn it into something, because I'd love to have like Scott really likes pool, so I just want him to be able to have his own like little space, so whether we turn the basement into like almost like a man cave type stuff. So I would love to be able to do that. So yeah, that's kind of stuff. Like we're running a 2 to 3 bedroom. If we don't get a 3-bedroom and we get a 2-bedroom, I'll honestly purchase a futon, and I'll have like that like futon in my office as like a couch, but then also that way if people come stay with us, they can sleep in my office. So that's kind of what we're looking for that. I do want a backyard is important to me. That's very important. I want to be able to have like fires, have people over. And also Scott and I are looking into, we want to get like a shed, if that makes sense. I don't know, I think I'm running out of storage. I wasn't running out of storage. I don't know why. Once it hits like getting up towards like, it was almost at like 17 minutes of me recording on here, it like stops recording, which is weird and really annoying for time. I'm trying to do like time lapses. Yeah, that's that. What's another update for you guys? Guys, this is just gonna end up being a life update. I'm so sorry. It's so chatty. Thanks. But I'm enjoying talking to you. I'm really enjoying this. So yeah, that's kind of like different stuff. So I want to make sure that there's like a basement that's like decent. In regards to like the flooring and stuff like that, that doesn't really bother me because we can always redo that. Like, I'm willing to invest money into the house. But I do want to have a backyard. I do want it to have a basement, and I want it to have at least 2-bedroom, ideally 3-bedroom. What's some other stuff? I prefer if it had newer appliances so we don't honestly have to purchase that. There's like a lot of things like that that I've kind of been just like looking at. Washer and dryer, we'll purchase new of those on our own. Yeah. I love something that's like a bonus, not like a must, but definitely a bonus and kind of veers me more towards certain houses, is whenever they have balconies, like upstairs, like patios. I don't know why. First of all, just it being upstairs provides me a sense of like comfort because I'm someone, I like to be outside and I love to like journal and drink my coffee out on like a patio in the morning, but at the same time, I don't know, I'm very paranoid, so doing it like just upstairs or like basically at a level where like someone can't reach me if they like try to, just provides me a sense of comfort so I can fully relax. Neighborhood, that's a big thing for me because you can always like redo a home and like put money into it and kind of like renovate, but you can't just like straight up move the location of the home. So for me, I'm not really necessarily buying, I mean I am buying the house, but I'm also very much so purchasing for the location versus just the home. So yeah, that's calling to that. I have absolutely no idea. I've kind of been dabbling around with some different like calculators, like estimated like mortgage, home, pre-approval stuff online, and seeing like basically based off the base information of like what our credit score is, our monthly like house income, stuff like that, whether we have any debt, something that is in our favor. Scott and I both have really good credit scores, so we both have, and how young we are, that's like, a lot of people don't have that. Is credit score something like you should keep a secret, or like you're good to share? I don't know. Well, guess what? I'm gonna share it, I guess. But so my credit score is at 740, and then also Scott's is at like 721, I believe. Yeah, that's what we said yesterday. So my credit score is 740, his is 721. So we both have very good credit scores. We don't have any debt in our name. So like we don't have any like personal loans, we don't have student loans. We are first-time home buyers. So there's a lot of things like kind of in our court, like the ball is in our court, I feel like, for that type of stuff. Although the market is a bit skewed right now. I mean, like it's 2021, so I feel like if you're watching this video in like years to come, that'll be interesting to look at. But the market is just very high right now in regards to buying. But yeah, I have no idea when it'll crash, and I'm not really trying to wait years. And I would rather purchase than rent right now because I just want to be able to renovate. I want the home to be mine. And renting, it doesn't make sense. Like some people that makes total sense, but for me, I feel like that just doesn't. So that's kind of that. You guys, I've really been chatting your ear off, I feel like, but I hope you find this interesting to know like all the details. Yeah, so I was kind of writing down some goals, almost like I made like my New Year's Eve like goals, like as a rough draft in my journal this morning, and purchasing a home this year is one of the kind of the big things I want to do. So that's that. I'm gonna stop talking.